What's happening, Cowboy Nation? This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports. There's a big debate in Cowboy Nation about Dak Prescott. Now, first and foremost, let me say this. I'm not a Dak hater at all. I actually am a big fan of Dak Prescott. One of the problems I have with Cowboy Nation is that we put him on a pedestal where he can't do no wrong. There's no accountability. It's everybody else's fault besides Dak Prescott. Now, we're going to talk about Dak being a top 10 quarterback. These guys say he's a top 8 quarterback, 6 or 8. We're going to have a little discussion here about where do you rate Dak Prescott? Me personally, I think he's a top 15 quarterback, right? But some of you guys think he's top 10, he's top 6, top 8. We're going to have a debate. I'm going to show you some other guys who, and you tell me, is Dak Prescott better than any one of these guys? And we're going to go from there. But first, we're going to listen to Clarence Hill on the DLLS podcast and how he thinks Dak is the #1 hated quarterback by his fan base. Y'all listen to this.
He had more hate than any other Cowboys quarterback. Because of those factors.
I thought Romo felt the same.
No,
don't get me wrong. I know, just
because of the fact
based on percentage. He's a black guy. Racism's a real
all
thing.
that,
There are guys who hate him for that.
And Romo was at the beginning of the social media era, but now it's in full swing.
Yeah.
You add in all those factors, and he certainly gets more hate. And I hear you saying there are people in Baltimore that are frustrated with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson does not get as much hate from his own fan base as Dak Prescott. Yes, there are some segments of the fan base are frustrated. But he does not. I mean, on a daily basis, I know diehard Cowboy fans, who hate their own quarterback. I never understood, and I was around for the rise of Romo, the Romo-licious and Romo-sexuals, and I get it. And I get the frustration at the end, but I've never seen a fan base hate on their own quarterback. And then you exacerbated by the national media, the national Twitter bots who add to that and hate on Dak and use Dak for fodder, and it is like no other.
See, this is an example of when you're getting too close to the people and the players that you're supposed to be covering. I think that's bullshit what he just said about Dak being the most hated by his fan base. Romo was like that too. You guys will remember Danny White. Danny White came after Roger Staubach. Danny White was a hated dude back in the days because he couldn't get us to the chip. So you guys live in a bubble. You get so close to these players that you go to defend them by any means necessary. Let's finish hearing what Clarence had to say.
Witten was one of the guys who voted against Romo, who said it's time for Dak. I mean, he was in that Jason Garrett. He was part of that triumvirate that said, let's move on. Even though he's Romo's best friend, buddy, all of that stuff. Jason Witten was part of that decision-making process. A lot of fan bases are frustrated because Romo was hurt. Romo, there's no way as a franchise you could make a decision to go back to Romo because you couldn't trust how long he was going to be quarterback. You couldn't trust how long he was going to be healthy. You going to say the same thing about Dak?
I was getting ready to say, is Dak going down that same path as Romo?
I don't know.
As soon as he breaks it back one time,
but it's a back issue.
Exactly.
It's two different types.
Exactly.
I mean, I hear you.
I'm saying this injury.
No, he doesn't hear him. He doesn't hear him. See, when somebody come back with some facts about what you're trying to say, I hear you, but you're going to continue your point, right? He's going down the same road as Romo. The only reason Dak has the job for Romo because Romo got hurt. Now, if Dak gets hurt, who has been hurt, 4 in the last 5 years? Or 3 of the last 5 years? He's going down the same road. So you basically making the case for the other side. But let's continue.
Wise.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the injury wise because in reasonable minds, okay, we're reasonable about injuries. Okay, we're reasonable about what the difference between a hamstring and a back. We're reasonable about
but he pulled the hamstring off the bone.
I understand that, but that can
most hamstrings don't need major surgery.
But that can be fixed, and that's been fixed. This is not a new surgery. It's not something new. But we know collarbones. You break it once, you break it again. He's broken multiple times. Okay, the back thing, the thing that killed that killed Troy Aikman's career. Those are different. That's a whole different category.
I'm just speaking in
there's
general. I'm speaking in general of injuries, not specific.
But one hit, Romo could be gone.
Right.
You know, because of the back, because of the stuff, just like a concussion, like the thing with Tua. It's a ticking time bomb. You don't know when Tua's going to be not be able to play anymore. It's a ticking time bomb.
If somebody walks like me, it's probably time to get the next guy.
You know, and we've seen and
That's a good barometer.
But we've seen that. This we've seen in rehab. That thing is hell.
That looks good.
That looks good. That's not the issue. And like I said, reasonable. You know,
he wears shorts on the show.
If you were there, the Cowboys couldn't trust that Romo was going to be healthy.
All right, let's talk about this. Now, I think we as Cowboy fans, we are only focused on our team, which makes sense, of course. We're supposed to be. We're supposed to be only focused on our team, right? I love the NFL. I've been watching NFL for 50 years, right? And I've watched more than the Cowboys, but I love the Cowboys. But we have to be mindful of not getting too close, right? When you make these crazy statements that he's the most hated quarterback by his own fan base, that means you're too close. That means you're defending him by any means necessary, especially when Jesse Holley brings up all this information to debunk what you're trying to say, you know? And I really do. I think as Cowboy fans, we think Dak don't do no wrong, and that's one of the problems I have. I'm a big Dak fan, believe it or not. Me and Dak got the same birthday, July 29th. Same birthday. I got a couple of Dak jerseys in my closet, right? So I'm not a Dak hater by any means necessary, but I'm a realist. See, I don't fall in love with players. I'm a Cowboy fan, not a Players fan. My all-time favorite Cowboy is Michael Irvin. He was the engine, in my opinion, of those Super Bowls. Michael Irvin. But the day Michael Irvin would have got traded to the Philadelphia Eagles or the Baltimore Ravens or anybody, I wouldn't have been a Michael Irvin fan no more. See, I'm a Cowboy fan. I don't fall in love with players. Tony Dorsett was my guy back in the days. If he had left and went somewhere else, he would have been my guy no more. You guys fall in love with players, man, and you hold them up to a high standard where they can't do. It's everybody else's fault but Dak. And I hate when people make me out to be a Dak hater, because I'm not. I'm not a Dak hater. I'm a realist. And Dak has been the problem in some of these times when we haven't gotten further down the line as far as playoffs, as far as records. He has been the problem. Yes, there has been other problems as well. It's not all his fault. But can he get some of the blame? All right, let's have a healthy debate. And I want you guys to be honest with yourselves when we look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at some quarterbacks, right? It's PFF quarterback rankings. Now, I'm not necessarily going by their rankings. I just want to use this as a barometer of the quarterbacks that we got Dak up against, all right? Let's start with number one, Patrick Mahomes. We all know Patrick Mahomes is the number one quarterback in the NFL. We all can agree on that. How about Joe Burrow? We can agree that Joe Burrow is a top quarterback. He's better than Dak, correct? We all can agree that Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and third, Lamar Jackson are all better quarterbacks than Dak Prescott. Is that, we all in agreement on that? Okay, let's move on. All right, number 4, Josh Allen. All right, we definitely can agree on that. So he's not in the top 4, right? All right, let's keep moving on. Now, number 5, they got Jalen Hurts. Now, here's the argument with Jalen Hurts. Do I think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Yes, I do, and here's why. Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls, and I get it. I get it that his organization helped him put the people around him to get him to those Super Bowls. But guess what? He played well enough in both Super Bowls to be the MVP. He showed up in big games in the playoffs to get to those Super Bowls. So we're not going to poo-poo on Jalen Hurts because he got great players around him. We're not going to poo-poo that. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. Jalen Hurts made the plays in both Super Bowls where he could have been the MVP in both Super Bowls. But he lost the first one. This last one he won. So yes, Jalen Hurts is above Dak Prescott. All right, but I would have him up as 5, but he is above Dak Prescott. Let's continue. Now, Jaden Daniels. Can we agree that Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Come on now. Let's be right now. Is Jaden Daniels a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Let's remember now, we're talking about right now. We're talking about when last time Dak played. Dak was 3-5. Okay? And he played like he was 3-5. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Now, the year before that, when he was under Mike McCarthy, he was playing MVP level. Yes, he could be in the top 10 quarterbacks then. But I'm talking about last year, the last time I saw him, before he got hurt, he played like he was 3-5. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. So Jaden Daniels is a better quarterback. How about Matthew Stafford? Is Matthew Stafford a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? Yes, he is. Let's be honest. He's more accurate. He has a stronger arm. Yes, he is. And he's more athletic. Yes, he is. All right, let's keep going. Justin Herbert. I'm going to give you Justin Herbert. I don't think Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. So we're going to put him out, right? Justin Herbert, I don't think he is. So we're going to put him out. So now Dak is the 9th so far, right? He's the 9th best quarterback so far. We're going to keep going though, right? Jared Goff. Is Dak Prescott a better quarterback than Jared Goff? Be honest now. Be honest. Is he more accurate? Does he have a better arm? No, he doesn't. Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Let's be honest. So now Dak is top 10. He's at 10 now because we're going to bump Jared Goff up to, he's 9. We're going to bump Jared Goff up to 8. Dak is in the 10. Number 9. Geno Smith. You got me on that one. I think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Geno Smith. So we're going to kick Geno Smith out of there. So now Dak is top 9. He's top 9, right? Brock Purdy. I think Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. Right? Now, they went head-to-head. And Brock Purdy beat him. Twice, isn't it? I had to win head-to-head. I'm having a little, I'm old cat, so I think they went head-to-head and Brock Purdy beat Dak Prescott. If I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to say Dak is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. All right, let's keep going. Jordan Love. Is Dak better than Jordan Love? Think about it now. If we throwing last year away, you can say you got a debate. But if we ain't throwing last year away, no, he's not. He's not better than Jordan Love. Baker Mayfield. Is Dak better than Baker Mayfield? Be honest now. Be honest. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no on that. CJ Stroud. Come on now. Come on now. So now we're looking, Dak probably in the 12th, 13th range right now. Right? I'm going to say 12, 13. Kyler Murray. Is he better than Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray has the running game with his game now. He ain't just got the arm. He also got the running game with it. So I'm going to give him a slight edge over Dak Prescott. Trevor Lawrence. Yes, I think Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. So they got him ranked at 17. I ranked Dak about 13, 12 or 13 out of those quarterbacks. So he's not top 10. We can agree he's not top. Maybe next year, if he grows and gets better under Schottenheimer's scheme, he may get better and maybe go into the top 10. But as of right now, Dak is not a top 10 quarterback. We can all agree to that. He's not a top 10 quarterback. Now, could he be? Of course. Of course. He's going to be into a scheme that he knows. He's very familiar with the coach. They go to dinner with each other. He knows the scheme front and back. He should excel this year. And I'm looking for him to be in the MVP race this year. I am. As of right now, he's not top 10. But I'm not saying he can be. And though I hate this that you guys make me out like I'm a Dak hater. I'm not. I'm not a Dak hater. I'm just a realist. Get it to you 100%. Straight cut, no chaser. Jesse Holly said nothing wrong, man. Sometimes we get too close. We get too close to the players, and you're not partial because you know his brother, you know his family. Can't do that. We're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, not of the Dak Prescotts, not of the Michael Parsons. It's the Dallas Cowboys, man. I'm rooting for my guy. I'm rooting for Dak. But you guys are so over the top with it, nobody can criticize him. And the people who criticize him, we're Dak haters. We don't know nothing about football. And you want to bring up all these different videos of how Dak did this. Yeah, Dak he can throw some great passes. He has done a lot in Dallas. Nobody's debating that. But you don't tell me he got no accountability on the last 3 or 4 years. He got to stay healthy, number one. Right? He got to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy this year under Schottenheimer, he should take off. We got a coach who believes in the run game. We got an offensive coordinator who believes in the run game. He's set up. You got you a wide receiver 1 and a 2 now. Really, you got 2 wide receiver 1s. You got everything you need on that offense. You got your offensive line intact. We drafted a rookie monster at the offensive line at guard, and then you got, I think Guyton's going to be a lot better than last year. Ain't no more excuses, man. He has to win this year. When I say win, I ain't talking about no damn playoffs. No. See, y'all, a lot of people talking about he has to get to the playoffs. No. He has to get to the NFC Championship game. If he don't get to the NFC Championship game, it was a failure. And things need to change, period. All right, guys, this is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Plan to bring you guys some great content moving forward. Y'all stay up.